All right, so just a bit of disclaimer. This talk is meant for your personal use, and what I share with you is take it with a pinch of salt. And then, of course, every investment carry risk. It's always important to take due diligence, speak to your real estate agent that work with you very closely, and then find out what are the best for you because every property works differently for everybody. So it's so important for you to really see what makes sense for you. And today, is it a smart choice to invest as a real estate in the present moment in the current pandemic? Now, there are many uncertainties that has going on again and again, and people are just hanging on to it. And there's a lot of pre-buying anxiety, of course, because you always wanted to buy something, but when it comes to pandemic, hey, should you just hold on to it and then just see what's going to take the next step? And then what if you were to purchase and there is a post-purchase anxiety? Then you are like, am I making a mistake? Am I making the right deal? Is this the right thing to do at the present moment? So how about fear of missing out? Did I just miss out something along the way? So these are some of the things that I will cover across this talk and to let you have a bit of a glimpse and as well as insights for you to see what is really the best thing that you should do, and maybe overwhelm you with a little bit more knowledge in different aspects, because you see the people you talk to will give you one kind of aspect. So let me share with you the overall view, especially when I've spoken to so many high net worth customers. We work with so many high net worth customers that has different insights. They have different buying background. They come from different perspective, and these are the highlights that I will share with you along the talk, right? So as all of us know that the virus has enveloped the entire world and is taking us really, by the time you realize, hey, it's coming, it's almost over. We are coming to the end of circuit breaker, but somehow or other, I don't know about you, but don't you feel like it's going to be the same? Because school is going to be alternatives, starting alternately, and then we still cannot we cannot conduct any viewings, we cannot do much thing, we still got to work from home. So I don't see much difference, except one thing that we got to be so good at is to constantly watch for the news and to be online, right? So the virus has really created two kind of fears. One is that it has really came to a point that it has overwhelmed the supermarket. Everyone is rushing to the supermarket to buy things, essentials. And then the other one that has really affected is the economic demand and the supply. It's sweeping across the countries in everywhere, globally in Singapore, right? So in Singapore at present moment, based on my last update, it's not considered as the latest update, but it has overwhelmingly increased by the number of 31,000. But the fact is that the good thing is that I think of today, there are zero cases for Singaporeans in PR. So even though numbers increase, but it's still a good thing for Singaporeans. And I still think that we are safe in some way as long as we stay safe, stay home. Yeah. So um, when I look at this picture, right, it just tells us a lot about how we are during crisis, because fears really block out a lot of hope and logical thinking, right? And this this panic buying started from Hong Kong, and then it swept across Asia, and then went on to the States and everywhere else in the world. But are we thinking right in the current pandemic? Because how many people that they have a lot of ample supplies, and they are now panicking because they have so many stocks that they are not able to get rid of, right? They got so many canned food and tissue papers at home that they do not know what to do with it. They can't even resell. So, but the key thing is that what I see is that they learn from either the best or the very best. Because do you remember this quote by Warren Buffett? It says that be fearful when others are greedy. Yeah, I think they are fearful. That's why they are greedy, right? They rush to get, and then at the same time, they are greedy when others are fearful. Yeah. So I think when it comes to buying, it plays a lot of factor in our emotions and the way we respond to it. Because if we are not clear in our mind, we do not know exactly what's the right thing to do. And especially when it comes to buying big ticket items. Tissue paper, of course, is nothing, but when it comes to investments, when it comes to making the right decision, it's so important that we got to look at different perspectives to see what works best for us. So as we all know that we are impending recession for many advanced economies all this while, right? And numbers has as you can see in Singapore, or rather in the global outlook, no matter how after the mention of the recession that's coming, right? IMF has been really positive in looking at the emerging market that is upcoming at 6.6% for 2021. So they have various reasons, fundamentals to state on the fact that the market will go up, right? And the downturn is much deeper this time around. It's faster in economic activity than compared to the last 75 years. But take note that the recovery won't be quick. Yeah, otherwise IMF wouldn't be so positive on it. Okay, our GDP is projected to be contract about -4 to 1%. But the government solution was really quick and swift. I mean, we see that the budget after budget and a lot of grants is helping with the SME to minimize businesses loss and bankruptcy and unemployment, because unemployment will rise. So take note that some industries will grow no matter how, right? In any crisis, some industries will grow. So I look at it as it's a transference of wealth, right? The business upswing at the present moment, of course, are deliveries, as everybody is getting a lot of food from home, logistics, biomedics, and one major one that nobody knows him until now is none other than the founder of Zoom, Mr. Eric Yuan. And for the last few months, he has made over 4 billion, because the whole world is using Zoom these days, and that has helped communication a lot more faster, easier, and help us to feel a lot more at home, because we are able to meet people from our computer. And this is just an example of some people making full use of what they have built with the seed that they have grown over the last 9 years. And his wealth has tremendously increased during this period of time. So are we and I don't know if you have read his books. Why I particularly share about Jack Welch is because I love reading his books. His book on winning. He was the CEO of 1981 to 2001, CEO of GE. He just passed on just last month. Yeah. But this is one thing that he says, I will always remember, never miss out an opportunity like a good recession. Because in every recession, there's always opportunity. But the key is that what are we doing about it, right? So are we expecting a property crash? What do you think? With all this negativity that comes about, are we really expecting a property crash? Are we expecting like fire sales that the longer we wait, we'll be seeing developers slashing price, we'll be seeing ABSD being lifted, maybe we are getting a lot of great deals, people busting the businesses or bankrupt, and then we get the chance to purchase these properties? Let's see. If you have always wanted to buy property all this while, and then you are like sitting on the fence and look at it closely again, I'm going to share some insights on what some customers have done. Okay, so circuit breaker has changed the way we do things, the way we buy. Nowadays, when we were to sell a property, we buy a property, especially when you were to be interested in one, we don't even need to meet. Courier will send you the option, and everything is done virtually, because we have done virtual tours for a lot of customers these days, and slowly it's going to become a norm. And a lot of things that actually what I see is saving a lot of time, and it's so convenient. People are making decisions faster, and everything is quick and swift. So circuit breaker has allowed us to really see the importance of certain things that we always missed out. Right. Now, one thing that I really appreciate is our government is really doing what it takes, to ensure that our market stays stable, and making sure the numbers are going down in terms of the COVID disease. And they're pumping quite a lot of budget into it. It's close to about 100 B so far, from resilience, solidarity, and to fortitude. Now, take note. The last time we had a budget that was provided by the government was in 2008. Remember in 2008, when at the time there was a global financial crisis? Yeah, at that time, government pledged 2.9 billion in November 2008, when the global financial crisis started during September 2008. And then subsequently in January '09, they pump in another 20.5 billion. So at that time, that was the biggest ever budget that was provided during the so-called recession that time. And you speed up to now 2020, the budget has increased like almost fourfolds, right? It's almost 100 B now. And of course, our GDP definitely has went up. But if you look at the numbers compared to the past, don't you agree that the government is doing what it takes to make sure that our economy stays stable and to make sure there is still growth and providing a lot of assurance for Singapore to, because it's a global financial hub, right? So by looking at what the government is doing, I have a lot of faith, and after speaking to so many high net worth, I have a lot of good faith in government and what they're doing to making sure that our livelihood will not be so much affected as before. So this is interesting, right? I got an article from Prequin, and they work with a lot of hedge fund managers, capitalists, and asset managers, right? So they had done a survey on how investors respond to COVID. Now, if you see, right, almost 63% says no change. When they have the intention to invest, they will. But what happens right now is that they are just taking a step back. They just hold it. They are holding it, but that doesn't mean that they will not invest. And it is a sign because this survey was taken from analysts from everywhere, from Europe, North America, and Asia. So it is, in fact, if you look like very closely, people are still just waiting to see what's the next step that they could do, but they won't change their mind. They will still invest. So during March, just before circuit breaker, right, Wing Kai launched this development called the M, and it was really overwhelming because I was there. Our customers was and the best part is at that time, not many people put on a lot of masks. All right, we are in the tentage where yes, there is a little bit of safety distance, but at the time it wasn't implemented yet. But you know, one thing I see, when there is a good deal, people will still want to go for it, despite the health advisory. They will still want to go for it because this is a one-time off opportunity. So despite the pandemic and despite COVID-19 that is spreading across the world, right, the buyer's confidence is still strong. And over 70% was snapped on that particular day. The queue was ridiculous. It started from morning until evening. So it just shows that it's not how good the agent is. It is what the buyer feels and what they think is really a great buy. So China economy just spring back, you know, after their major big lockdown, and it was really tough. Looking at their regime, looking at how tough they were in life in China is, you know, during the lockdown, they really lock up the entire the gate. You can't even go out of the house. That was really bad in Wuhan. But it just shows one thing, that they are just pent up demand. And when things are back to reality, back to norm, they are just coming back and they are purchasing. So these people are from tier one and tier two cities, and they are the major cities, Shanghai, Beijing, Shenzhen. So we look at what has happened there and how would it affect us? Because majority of the foreign buyers in Singapore happen to be from China. And currently, some of them are not able to come, but they are always keeping close contact because they want to make sure that they can buy. And they do know one thing, Singapore is a safe haven for them to park their wealth. And they do see that Singapore has a lot of good opportunities for big, good properties. Right. So one thing that I want to share with you with the first habit for profits from luxury buyers that we come across is that it's not when you buy, it's really when you sell. A lot of times, you know, especially this chart, I want to share with you this chart. You know, we start from the beginning, from the bottom, right? So where are we? We are not like going up yet, but are we on the way down? And are we going all the way up? So most people, right, at the present stage, I'll just at present stage, what they do is that they always see when is the best time to buy. They do not know. But when they see most people buy here, and then slowly when it comes up, and that's where when people see that, they want to take action over here. And then so happen that they buy high. And when the time that the cooling measure comes in, here. And what happens after the cooling measure? It comes down. And when it comes down, some people think that, hey, will it drop even lower? So that's the case, then one must well sell. So are we buying at the right time or are we selling at the right time? So when this thing happen again and again, and you never take good actions without understanding the market, without speaking to the right people, are you doing the right thing at the right time or you are doing the wrong thing at the right time? So at the current market, where are we right now? And later part, I will show you exactly as how strong the fundamentals of the market is to see that how makes sense for you. Right. Yes, I want to share with you these three investors. All right. Because of PDPA, I cannot show their face. It's really because of PDPA and their high net worth customers. All right. On the left, I call him Jake. On the center, I call him Jeremy. Right. Jake is a very traditional man. Very down to earth. Everything he do is about assurance, about being safe. Any investment, he don't buy stocks and shares. He only buy real estate. So for him, doing an investment is a lot about protecting his wealth, protecting his legacy. He wants to make sure that his wealth is protected so that when he's not around, everything is well taken care of. He's a very nice family man with 3 kids. So Anje is, I would say he's really very, very knowledgeable, because all this while, I've spoken to him, very nice man to speak to, learn a lot of things from him, so humble, about life, about investment, about his insights, about business. He has a plant in Indonesia. So um, he has made some good investments and happened to be able to pluck out some that has happened to be really interesting for us. All right. For Jeremy, is a bit different. Okay, he's from China, and recently he was a PR, and but his taste for real estate is different. Okay, he is really the new gen. Everything is about numbers. He will see it's a good investment. He don't take it very emotionally. He takes it a little bit more logical. So it's pretty interesting that I'm sharing this with you. And then Mr. Bo is a very nice man, very, very nice man. All right, he knows a lot about real estate. Whatever that I share, probably he knows. And he's a nice guy to speak to. And let's see later, okay? So coming to here, they dwell and invest this in the central district. Okay, they purchase central district. To them is that they are familiar with, and this is the place that they also stay, and that's the place where they feel has the most potential. So after speaking to them, understanding, this is he shared with me a couple of things, which is a lot of insights. And as you know, that the central districts now has emerging prime areas over Rochor, Beach Road, Tanjong Pagar, and Keppel Bay. So everything has streamlined from the long time ago, which is go by district, but now it's go by CCR, RCR, and OCR, right? So because there's a lot of emerging prime areas that's coming up that is so interesting and colorful. So the first thing that Jeremy bought, okay, as I mentioned, his taste is really very unique, okay. Back in 2008, and that was in September. At that time was the start of the global financial crisis. And at that time, he took action and he bought a penthouse, 4-bedroom private lift with a swimming pool, right? 2 stories, two floor upper and a lower floor at 20.43 million, 6879 square feet. And this development is a freehold located at a very nice private enclave near GCBs, and it was a new launch. So I ask you, at that time when he purchased, it's almost similar as what it is right now. Everything is uncertain. And for him to make a big purchase like that, of course, he's rich lah, okay? Otherwise, don't even need to think about it, I know. But the fact is that, right, he's putting his wealth here at this present moment, despite what he see in the news. There must be a reason why he do that. And would there be room for growth? Because during that time, paying 2,000, close to 3,000 per square feet in Orchard is very high. And despite the other fact is that he's paying a very big amount of money for that property. So this is what he shared with me. Okay. Also, go to the next one. All right. For Encik, very conservative. He don't buy very big. He just buy a small one. Okay. He bought a 2 bedroom at Newton Edge, priced about 1.1947 square feet, and then at 1161 per square feet. That was in December 08. Now, take note, December 08 was the time that the government released the next budget of 20 over billion dollars budget. So that was the time that he bought brand new, and it was very near to United Square. Is it very near to MRT? It's not very near actually, but during that time, that was the best that he could get. So he got a unit there. So I asked them, why are you so confident? You know, there must be a reason why you are taking action, because I don't believe there are some agents that can psycho you or convince you to purchase, because eventually you know where you are in the current market during that time in 08, and right now you are making that decision. So he shared with me a couple of things. If you can, you should, and if you are brave enough, you will. So of course, I think his risk capacity is really big, and to him, he sees that the risk factor is low. Otherwise, we wouldn't make this move, especially for J. And it is true. After he made that decision, report have mentioned that the per square feet is going higher and higher in CCR, and looking at more luxury condominium to cross 4,000 per square feet. Back then, about 10, 20 years ago, to think even about 3,000 is crazy, but don't even need to talk about 4,000 per square feet. It's almost like, wow, how is that even possible? Right? So, and a lot of luxury homes prices are increasing, and the prices of luxury, even in downtown core, that includes Raffles, Marina Bay, and Tanjong Pagar, are outperforming other high-end districts. So it just shows that what the government is doing to make sure that transformation of the country to bring in more business opportunities is high. So let's look at it. In 2008 to 2020, okay, if during that time, Enche and Jeremy, he didn't buy property, he just put his money back then in 08, okay, if there is an annual growth in bank of 0.42%, how much money can he make? And in view of the inflation per annum at 1.96%, but if you look at the property growth is at 2.25%. So I asked Enche, I said that, hey, prior to that, you have other properties? Yeah, he has. And he, all along, he has a property, and he has another shop house actually that was inherited, passed down by his dad, I think. But that was a family thing. So he truly believed that buying a property is not for the short term, but to hold. So in view of that, right, if he didn't make any purchase here, there is no even opportunity for him to see any upside. So if he had invested compared to put his money in the property compared to put in the bank, it definitely is more worthwhile. So the next question is this: after all these years, did Jeremy profit? Because during the time was really very critical, and it was a lot of uncertainty. I did ask him, I said, hey, Jeremy, do you have post-buying anxiety? He said, of course lah. I was a human being, what? 当然有 lah, he says. But I focus. I know what I want. I know what I want, and I need to do something about it. If I don't do something about it, I don't get freedom. I want to move on to do other things. Okay. So did Jeremy profit? So he bought at 6879 square feet at 2971 per square feet. All right. So did he profit? The only profit is when you sell, right? So he actually sold in 2015, and he only hold on for 7 years. And he sold at 3270 per square feet at a price of 22 million. And he has a total capital profit of 2 million. I said, wow, that's really amazing. If you put your money in the bank, can it balloon to that amount? And if you invest in some business, can it balloon to that amount? But I look at it as he definitely has a foresight, and he definitely that he definitely sees something that most don't. Otherwise, everybody will make this amount of money, what? So you look at it, if he can make such a money, his foresight is entirely different from the others. It's really, really curious to learn from him. So this is what come back to it, right? Okay. Uh, is it about just him making money? No, let's see. Okay, he purchased at 2971 per square feet in September 08. He sold at 3270 in April 15, right? Okay. Now, this unit is in July 08. July 08, you notice that the per square feet was higher, 3344, right? So when it comes to the crisis, did he really get a good deal? I'm sure he did, right? Because eventually this guy, he sold in December 17, he sold at 3516, what even better, you know? So, I actually rub his wound. I say, hey, if you hold on a bit more, you can double up some more, you know. But no. I know what I'm doing. Okay. It's true what? For us, it's walao. If that's the case, then must well we hold on longer, right? But take note, okay, this person, he bought later. He bought in January 2011. And you notice that the per square feet is in fact higher. And that is when everything is ends, right? So, but does he still make money? Yes, he does. He sold in 2016 at 3523. So did they all make money? Yes, they did. So I was looking at it. Wow, it's amazing that you really have such foresight. So next thing is that did Encik profit? Let's see. Okay, Encik, he bought in December 08. Okay, during the time when the budget was released. All right, at 1161 per square feet. Okay, he eventually sold in June 2018. Okay, after holding it for a good 10 years. All right, so good 10 years he hold it, and then he sold at 1.6 million. So how much did he profit? He profit half a mil. No, it's not a lot of money, but throughout the tenure or the last 10 years, he also rent out the unit. So after renting out the unit with the rental yield that he gained plus capital appreciation, now half a mil, is it okay? I look at it, how much was his investment initial capital outlay? Not a lot. But after 10 years, and it's not like he's after the money. Because one thing he told me, he said, no, Shon, don't get me wrong. I buy it is because it is to protect my money. And eventually, how much I make is a bonus. So with this amount of money I make, after that, I will still continue to do something about it. So don't think I have a lot of money. I know money one. All my money, all I put in somewhere. So I got no money. It's true. He's so humble that he don't drive a big car, don't have big car, really. and the things that he used and you see, it's like, wow, it's just very 实际好用. So he made a cool 500,000. All right. So let's see. Okay. During the time, he actually bought at 1161 per square feet and he sold at 1742 per square feet. Okay. Now, the neighbor in December 09, 1 year later, bought at a different price already at 1394 per square feet, eventually also make money at 1759 per square feet. Now, look at the price difference from December 08, 1 year later. The price has definitely increased. And you look across the rest, all make money. So give you another example. This one is because I was just curious, right? Now, how is it possible? So Park Sophia that was launched during the time in 2008. Okay, it is a small development of 152 units at Sophia Road, and then just small developments, 1 and 2 bedrooms. Right. Let's look at the prices. Did they make money? Those that bought. Okay, let's look. In September 08, when it happens, these two guys bought 1452 per square feet, and holding on for 6 years, he sold at 1876 per square feet. Total price change is 29.2%. And this guy, 1402 per square feet bought in September, sold at 1970 per square feet. And he made a cool of 6.9% annual gain. Now, the rest, if you see, during September 08, this guy also the same, 1466 per square feet. Eventually, he sold at 1812 per square feet in April 2013. Now, make profit. What about the rest? This guy bought in October, much later. Do you see that the price has already increased? at 1,006 per square feet, but still he make money. He sell at 1,748 per square feet and 1,547 per square feet for fifth floor in July 08. Now, you notice the price for July 08 was before September and is at 1,547. In fact, during this time when he buy in September is lower. So, but did he time the market? No, he didn't. He already wanted to buy. He already know that he wants to buy something. It's just that the timing is there. So despite whether there is a crisis or not, he is still going ahead. And because he go ahead, he make money. So after they already make the profit, what do you think they do next? If you are Enjit and Jeremy, maybe you can type in your answer. What do you do next? Do you buy another property? Or do you save the money in the bank? Or you buy stocks and shares? How about you? If you are the person that make 500,000 and $2 million, what will you do? Right, let's see, okay? Before I say that they buy or they never buy, okay? Since 2013 until 2019, there has been more cooling measures than before. These cooling measures are supporting from top down, right? They are making sure that the cooling measures is helping to sustain a more sustainable market and to make sure that the fundamentals of the market is strong, right? With TDSR, MSR, ABSD, LTV, and SSD. Now, these factors are covering all areas. What the government is doing is making sure that the market stays sustainable so that the property prices do not go too fast, too quick, right? And remember back then in 2011, when our former National Development Minister, Mr. Ma Bao Tan, I don't know if you remember, all right? He has since stepped down. I don't know what's the reason he stepped down, but during his era, he is so popular at all the opposition elections, all the rallies, right? Why? Because during that time, the supply is so low, the demand is so high. Do you remember back then in 2011, 2013, during that period of time, don't talk about private, no. To buy HDB, you have to even fork out like 20 to 30,000 for a low floor unit, and then for a high floor, you got to fork out like about 80,000 cash. And then that leaves a lot of young people home, without not able to get a home. They try to get BPO, also cannot get. So there was a period of time where what happened? The supply and demand wasn't met. The demand was so high that the supply was so low, and that was ridiculous, right? So after that, there was a change and things have softened. And you look at the supply right now. Supply right now, 31,960. But you look at the demand. Demand is 36,485 per year, and the supply is 31,960. Is it healthy? Now, this is healthy, right? Back then was different. Back then, I don't know if you had this experience. When you are selling your property, just advertisement, don't even need agent. You advertise, the next thing you know, on a Saturday, Sunday, boom, 20, 30 people come, view, straight away give you 4 to 5 offers. Ridiculous, right? So we don't see that anymore because everything has been looked into and the supply and demand has met. So there happen to be more unsold units, unsold inventory that has been fall, So you look at the numbers since 2011, the numbers has fallen and is staying sustainable right now, okay? So potentially you look at it, last time the supply is at 28,000. Now is a historical high at 68,000. So last time was 68,000, now is at 28,000. That was really, really a massive big difference here. Okay, so now en bloc after en bloc. Previously, the current en bloc that was in 2017 to 2018, a lot of developers buy a lot of properties is because there wasn't any much GLS. So they went to pitch and they got a lot of properties that are able to sell right now. That's why in 2018, 2019, there has been a lot of new launches. Why? Because developers are able to purchase this property. Now, if they are not able to do that, will the property prices go even higher? And because they have done that, the property prices right now is definitely higher than before, but is it still being affordable? it is still reasonable in view of what's going to happen in the next 10 years, right? So did Jeremy went on to buy? Jeremy went on to buy, and I share with you, he bought Subish Residences. Why? This development is in District 7, and in District 7, there are not many high-end, ultra-luxury developments. It is a mixed use. It is near to 3 MRT lines, City Hall, Esplanade, and Promenade. And Subish Residences is located in the prime district nearby to all the major shopping center, Marina Square, Suntec City, and all the five-star hotels. It is sitting on top of JW Marriott, and it's overlooking the wonderful Padang Esplanade, Garden by the Bay, Marina Bay Sands, and you are enjoying the fireworks every evening, every Saturday, Sunday, and including the National Day. So this development, why did he get this? Is because to him is one thing. He wants something rare. He tell me in Chinese, 够好. Because this development to him is the epitome of Singapore. Because to him, in view of Chinese, when they look at Singapore, this is the view of the image of Singapore is not Orchard. The image of Singapore is Garden by the Bay and Marina Bay Sands. So having a development that overlook the photograph that represents Singapore, to him is pride. It's a sense of ownership. It is a sense of exclusivity. So that was the reason why he purchased. Now, this, of course, before that, has he seen others? Yes, he has seen others. It's just his choice. Okay, and don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that this is the best of the best, but this is his choice, right? So this development is in fact sitting on top of JW Marriott Hotel, and with over 510,000 square feet of commercial floor space for offices, and then together with all the cultural and civic conservation buildings. So this makes it very, very atas and very, very luxury, right? What he appreciates is that, right, he's able to see F1. I'm not kidding. Yes, we were there on F1. We are able to see the entire circuit just right from the living room. Is crazy, you know. What you are seeing here, this is the entire circuit. So can you imagine paying 5,000 for a ticket when you can watch directly from the living room and enjoying this view every morning and every evening? It's crazy. Of course, this is what they enjoy, right, for the high net worth customers. But for sure, having a beautiful view will create a lot of high demand in future. And that's what he shares with me. And even in the city view, you're enjoying really, really breathtaking, outstanding, inspiring view. So all the units, especially the unit that he took, was already interiorly well designed, already well done. He just had to pay for it because the developer provided everything. So it's just within 3 months, he get his keys and moved in. So this development to him is one of the best. And he really enjoyed because he don't have a car. Everything is within reach. He can grab, he can just go down and get his food and everything. So why particularly he take this development? And I have done the research and I have shown and I'm about to show you. The biggest growth in the average per square feet happened to be in District 7 with a massive growth of 77.4%. Now, District 7 is in Central Core region, and there are not many high-end developments over there. It is really one of the emerging prime area. Now, this development, right, is very unique because it is so close to all the hotels and all the civic, it's a civic district. So you don't see a lot of massive development coming up because there's not much land for GLS. So the only thing that if there is a next potential one is probably they can en bloc or maybe make changes for Swiss Hotel. Maybe Swiss Hotel, they can change. That one will have a very nice view, I believe. And that one, the price is going to be much higher, I believe, right? So you compare, at that time when he purchased was at District 10, was the massive growth is at 38% as compared to District 7 is at 77.4%, right? And the median prices for downtown core has increased from 08 to 18. You look at the prices, the median price has definitely increased. So it just shows that what the government is doing, and we are going to the same direction. Now, downtown core is a project by the government, and they want to make sure that the development is flourishing and making sure that it is a place where a lot of work, play, and live. And for sure, this is really one of the key point on why this downtown core is price has increased, right? So the next habit that they have is this. Okay, number one, they always look at long-term investment. They are not speculators. They buy not because they just want to make quick money, big money, but they buy because they love it, they appreciate it, and at the same time, they see that this is really something that they want to own. And it is not just about what people say, but it's about how much they really like it. So the next thing is that they tend to invest in major infrastructure transformation, places where there are transformation and there are potential. So this is the key factors why he is also getting into District 7 in the Central Core region. Right. Last but not least, always follow master plan. It has proved so far. You look at major upcoming areas like Jurong, right? Massive development then. You look at Paya Lebar Square, big differences. Last time you see our old buildings and a lot of helpers hanging around there. I mean, they are still there, but the fact is that all the big buildings are up there and they are all calling at a very high per square feet. You can't imagine the price is at over 2,000 per square feet right now for Paya Lebar Square. And then right now, if you look at the Greater Water Southern Waterfront, that area is upcoming, right? So the next thing that you need to know is for Encik, he's still very conservative. He got the money to buy and don't need to get a loan. But because the interest rate is so low, he still take it. Because um, he want to maximize and leverage. And now they look at the current interest rate. Is it very low? It's ridiculously low, right? So these are good debts that people should take advantage of, in my opinion. Okay, so and you look at before in 08, at that time the rates also went down, and during this time the rate also went down. But subsequently, you look at the prices are going up. But for COVID, we're not sure yet. Okay, but would it go up and would it stay or would it go down? No matter what, are you enjoying here? Are you enjoying savings? Yes, you are. Right. So the major banks are all very competitive these days. I don't know if you have taken the last package that we had was Citibank. I think they want to achieve 100 million, where they give out like a 1 point, I can't remember how many percent, but it's really, really low. It's really one of the craziest interest rate. They are so competitive. So have you done your refinancing? If you have not, you should, okay, because you're going to save tons and tons of money, right? So one key point. So what did Encik buy? Okay, Encik bought one per bank, right? He's very conservative. We did encourage him, hey, why don't go for other big one? No, 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 no. He buys something he's familiar with because he had a relative that stay in the per bank apartment before, and to him is somewhere where he's convenient, and I mean he's familiar with, so he purchased one per bank. And because he really think that the view is beautiful and is worthwhile, especially in this area, to have such a wonderful view is breathtaking. And buying from developers such as CapitaLand is assurance for him, right? And the prices for freehold and 99 in District 3 has really increased a lot. You look at it, there's a massive increase in District 3, over 180% as compared to the last three districts in terms of freehold and 99. How about 99 year? Because in this RCR in District 3, right, there are mostly 99-year property. So it is at 3%, it's 180%. And what's the value here in RCR? Majority of the transformation is in a downtown core, and one per bank is very close to it because he also see the master plan. He knows that this area is going to be flourishing, and that means that if you were to get somewhere here, but he don't want to go inside because he knows that the price is going to be much higher. So he's a bit conservative, he get a little bit outside. So Ultra may happen to be in the central area where he's familiar with, that's why he get it. And this is the view that he actually thinks that is worthwhile because it's the only development sitting on top of an exclusive Pearl Hill City Park, where a park where nobody know. But currently, with the major transformation, the park is going to be connected to Fort Canning Park. And at the same time, this park is going to be improved and going to be more playground and a lot of outdoor plays, so that to make it the second biggest park in the city to be more worthwhile and really a great place to live, work, and play. So you see, Outram Medical Campus has been upcoming and is so near to downtown core and Greater Southern Waterfront. So that's why he see that this is the only development in the city that has a park that is good for his health. He decided to get it. So it is just close to the MRT that is just 3 minutes walk and on top of the hill. This is the only development that is on top of a hill. And the fact is that, right, no other development can call this name, this address. So it is also upcoming another line. Total, there's 3 lines going through this. To him, he see as it is another opportunity for more tenant catchment because he purchased his property, he want to make sure they can rent out. So when there's 3 MRT line that's coming in, that means there's more tenant will be attracted to it. Thomson East Coast Line is upcoming. So look at it for the previous one, okay? Commonwealth Towers has rented at 3,002 at 3.6%. Principal Garden at 3,200 at 3.6%. How about Highline at Tiong Bahru? Already rented at 3,008 for a 1 bedroom. Now, he bought a studio unit at about 1.0 something million. He bought a small unit. To him is, don't want to buy too big. I buy one, put my money, protect my wife can already. That's what he's doing. So he purchased this property eventually. So also another thing is he noted that he told me he say, nowadays not many people get married lah. Plus not many people they are having a lot of big children. So in future, small unit in the city, sure got a lot of people get one. And at the same time, all the expats come in, they're all either single or couple. So why not? Yes, it's true. So is it still worthwhile to invest? We don't forget, okay? And this is one reminder that he told me. He said in future there will be in 2030 there will be 6.5 to 6.9 million. This is the white paper, right? So the possible growth of 21%, are we reaching to that slowly, gradually? We will. So in view of the population growth, so isn't real estate a really good investment? So land cost has been rising for the last 5 years, and it's true. You look at the current one, later I'll show you the news article, and then how can they cushion some more? You look at it, everything is on hold. If you are looking for fire sale in the resale market, I doubt so because there's an extension of ABSD remission period. And the deadline to dispose for the first property has increased from 6 months to now 1 year. So everything is pulled back, right? And at the same time, ABSD for Singaporeans buying the second property is 12%, extension some more. So this will relieve the seller. They don't need to sell they don't need to rush into it, right? And 6 months extension for sales timeline for developers as well. So are developers rush to sell? Yes, they have a timeline of 5 years, but take note that government allow them such extension. So is there a reason why they should sell and give massive discount now? I don't think so, right? So government is doing all it takes to make sure that the market remain consistent with the economic fundamentals. And that's why this actually in turn assure a lot of investors from Singapore overseas to see that Singapore is really a safe haven and for us to see as a good investment tool. So we are really clearing away all the anti-speculation. And in 2018, if they did not put in the cooling measures, I'm sure the property prices really increased. By then, right, it's really hard to pull back. So remember the recently Guocoland also obtained a 730 million green loan for the Tangkulan project. Now this is going to be massive. Guocoland has a foothold in that area, and they are the key fundamental to creating a big landmark to create growth there. So this project is going to be massive, and at this present moment, they are going ahead. You see their confidence. So rich Chinese snappers, I think you saw this news, right? So what are they doing? Why are they buying everywhere? Because they have to buy. Regardless, they have to buy. They want to buy, they have to buy. So new prices really unlikely to change because of the cost in the construction. I doubt they will change really. Another interesting one, right? Vicky Chow, he bought at 28 million for this penthouse. Now, he bought this penthouse of 8,740 square feet. Is it a good buy? I think it's a really good buy. Really, because why? South Beach, at that time, we sold 6,000 over square feet for the penthouse at 29 million. So, I mean, comparing, of course, you can't compare. But then again, you know, if he's going after big units, right? 8,740 for 28 million compared to Dyson, he bought July last year at how much? 73.8 million. And that was at 21,000 square feet, 3 floor. So this is in fact a good buy, right? So will he make money? I believe he will. Anyway, I think that property is really beautiful. So price index is going to go up no matter how. Okay, last one. I have shared with you the two habits. Okay, last habit. This is really, really something that most people take this for granted. And I believe that majority of investors who are high net worth, they work very close. They know this. But a lot of buyers, sometimes they tend to make use and they don't work well, I believe. But the first thing is that you should work with a reliable, trusted advisor. Now, there's so many agents in Singapore. Who are the one that you should work with, and what kind of agent is comfortable to you? That depends on who you meet. But the fact is this: if you work with a reliable agent, the agent has their track record and experience. They can give you a glimpse and an insights of what's happening with different perspective, and then you can make a better sound decision, right? And it's so important to have knowledge with first-hand information, because then you can plan. You can then see whether you want to get it now or later. Should you make a decision now, or should you hang on, or should you hold? What should you do with it, right? So we constantly update customers, especially with new home monthly sales, and then these are the development that has been selling, and also find out why they buy, who are the customers, because the one thing that news don't say is who are the customers, unless they're able to get hold of the media and they release on the paper. Otherwise, most people don't know, hey, how come they're selling so many during this period of time? Who are they? Yeah, they're all buying, but there are many reasons. And at the same time, sometimes we want to hear more from behind the scene, especially people from the top of the food chain, that is developers. They work very closely with government to make sure that they create a very nice landscape and a trademark, or rather a landmark for that area. So they have to do various things in line with the government. And then when we hear that, we are then understanding why they are doing certain things and what price and so forth, then we can make better decisions. So the last one, our COO Doris Ong, wonderful session. I don't know if you have attended. That was so wonderful. There are so many insights hearing from the developers themselves that really changes a lot of our perspective. In future, if there is, right, check with your real estate agent that has invited you. I'm sure they will give you the link that you can hear, because nowadays we're going to Zoom anyway. All right. So defining specific good deals, just ask the good real estate agent that you work with, which are the project at 800,000. They will show you. All right. And then what more? Where else? How much? Where can I compare and how? They will give it to you, because we have all the information. All right. And then we will tell you where's the upcoming launch for it at Bukit Timah. And then there's another launch at Penthouse at Sims Drive. And then King Hill Rise. We have all the details. And then Badale and upcoming projects that hasn't have a name yet. And these are the projects that sometimes is good because you're familiar with the area, you want to know more. And I believe these are some of the things that will help you to make good decisions in time to come, right? So the benefit of working with advisors, which a lot of high net worth do. High net worth have a lot of advisors in every aspect, different investors, right? So firstly, you can help to calculate your property potential, whether is it worthwhile to buy now, sell, or should you sell later and then don't do anything. Sometimes it works that way, right? And then they should be able to help you to create wealth, and then to see what really help you to grow your money. And at the same time, probably portfolio structuring. If you have been hanging on to that property thinking that this is the best for me to pass down to my kids, but by the time your kids take it, they probably will sell it away. So what is the best thing to do? And then advising on the property market, which is really, really important, and then showing the suitable investment plan at different stage in life. At different stage, we play different game. So, sometimes when you are young, you want to make use and maximize your loan tenure. But when you're old, probably, you're older, you want to make certain adjustment. Work with the right advisor. And that's why you should have a few, just one or two that you are close, that you feel comfortable speaking to, and somebody that is really able to work closely. And I think agent, of course, I cannot say most agents, but most agents these days, they have a lot of knowledge, and they are also having a lot of good experience that can help you. All right. Is Singaporeans still buying? You saw the papers. They are buying, right? They still see it as a good buy in Singapore. Okay. And never let a crisis really, really go to waste. And what I mean by that is that it's an opportunity to do things before you think you could not before. Now, I really thank you guys for listening and for having this wonderful session with me. And I hope what I shared with you has given you a lot more insights. And there are a lot of things that went through in between for every deals. And this current market, most people will see as really uncertain, but I hope what I shared with you has helped you to see a lot of support and the glimpse into the fundamentals of the real estate market so that you can make better sound decision.